Hi, my name is Jeff with Bell. I'm going to go over the basic concepts of the soap, how the dispenser works, and just how to swap out. First things first, you've got red for your soap, you've got blue for your rinse aid. It is pretty red and pretty blue, so you'll clearly see them in the lines. Secondly, they are a closed cap system. You do just need to twist off the cap. You notice that they are sitting with the one-way valve there. As the cap comes on, you want to snugly put it on and maybe turn it back just slightly so it's not cramped on there. The harder this cap goes on, you don't allow air to come through it and it's going to suck those bottles completely empty and just make them look funky. So again, we're just going to take the cap right off, put the new soap back on at the top here, and then they just twist right back on. Sometimes I find it helps to hold the top so it stays steady. That way the twist goes on. You shouldn't have to push hard. If you do, there's a problem, please let us know. Secondly, our dispensers. These are pretty cool. As you come in and start watching, there's not going to be a lot of information here other than the ready. If you push this back arrow 3 times, it's going to show us probe reading of 6, it's a figurative number, and how hot that water is in the dish machine. So as we're going to run this machine, I'm going to push that again and you're going to see the soap go in and that change. If you go forward 1, it'll actually show you how many racks have been counted. So as you're washing throughout the year, you'll notice you go from 2 to 10 to as many you're doing per day. For your first rack of the day, we're going to demonstrate how this dispenser works. It not only will show a reading that I showed you in the menu of those numbers going up, but it will have a light that turns on as it goes in. So as I put this rack through, take a look at the dispenser, and if the soap will go in, a light will turn on, and as the rinse goes in, the light will turn on. So you have visual cues that it is working. We'll start that now. First rack has gone through, and as you go backwards in the button as we showed at the beginning, you'll notice another rack is hit, so it's gone 2 to 3. Our figurative number went from 6 to 11, so we know there's soap in there and it's working, and your machine's gone hotter. So there is another visual way to see that there's soap inside other than the light and that the machine's running properly. As your dispenser runs out of soap and you switch it out, it will automatically prime. So you don't have to really prime the red. The blue, however, goes in at milliliters at a time. So if this goes completely dry, it would take about 5 to 10 racks for it to prime all the way up. If you don't want to do that, there is a button underneath the power. You click that and it will say detergent prime. There is an up arrow on the right side. You click the up arrow and it will say rinse prime. Then by going back to that prime button we got into and just holding it down, you'll notice the pump turns on and the rinse will prime. Another thing to notice, sometimes you will have small air bubbles coming into the rinse, and that is fine. It's still pumping in, but because it's such a small volume, the soap will actually go down around that air bubble. So don't be concerned if you see a small air bubble. And the last thing on the dispenser, the ease of the soap being used and the closed cap would be if you're deliming your machine, which we recommend at least once a month with your soft water. For deliming the machine, it's very easy. There is a power button on the left-hand corner. You push that, the red light turns on, and then it will not dispense any soap. Therefore, your delimer will work at full concentration without putting any soap in. Once you're done, turn that power back on, you'll see the green light, and you're good to keep washing. This is our commercial descaler. It's a heavy-end acid descaler for your dish machine. When you're to do that, go in, push the power button off your dispenser. Make sure you come back in and drain all the water from your machine. Once that's completely drained, close the door, fill it back up. As that's filling, make sure it gets to the top. When it gets all the way full, you're going to pull the plug a little bit and let it drain for about 3 or 4 seconds. That should allow a couple of gallons out of the water. So then we can place our descaler inside, let it be a little bit more concentrate. We should only need about 2 cups of descaler about once a month. We're more than happy to come out and show you how that's done, but again, you pour your cup, open your door, dump it in the tank of water here. Once that's done, you can either run a deliming cycle, or you can get yourself a regular rack, put it upside down, and it will trigger the wash cycle without actually letting the rack go through. And then you run your deliming cycle for about 15 to 20 minutes, check the machine, pull the rack out, or push stop, open the doors. If you have leftover lime or sediment, it should wipe off right away easily with a rag or a sponge, but it will come right off after the deliming cycle is being run. I highly recommend we do that at least once a month. With your guys' soft water and our soap dispenser, you shouldn't have to do more than that. To finish off, we want to make sure your sign's easy to read. I put it right here in front of your machine. It has our phone number. It also has guides of how to clean the machine. how to check your chemical, making sure temperatures are where they need to be, 180 for final rinse, at least 140 for your wash, and then all the procedures how to clean things. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to our number at 801-975-7166. You can ask for Jeff or Johnny, who would be happy to help.